Breaking
news.
news. Breaking news. Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook just announced Facebook Shops, which is going to change how the world does business. So, what is Facebook Shops and how can it help your small business? So, Mina, introducing Facebook Shops and helping small businesses sell online.
So exciting.
I know, it's amazing. So if you're new here, I'm Jacqueline and this is Mina, and we are of the Product Boss and the Product Boss podcast. And we help small businesses and small product-based businesses grow and sell by increasing their systems, their visibility, and their sales. So if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe down below. And if you're not new, welcome back. And we're going to jump into this breaking news.
Yeah, I mean, this news is really exciting, especially for our clients and for all small businesses. This kind of evens the playing ground for absolutely everybody so they can have an e-commerce shop any way, shape, or form, right? They can just get onto Instagram or at Facebook and sell something. It's just this really smart and easy way that Mark Zuckerberg decided to help everybody that was not making sales during the pandemic, right?
Stick with us till the end, because at the end of this video, you will have easily understand how you can use this in your small business and get selling online and start selling fast. So whether you have a product, you're thinking of creating a product, whether you have a fully functioning business with a Shopify store and tons of employees, this Facebook Shops is groundbreaking. And like I said, it's going to change the way the world does business. So we're going to jump into really breaking down what's happening with Facebook Shops, what Mark Zuckerberg said, and how you guys can use it.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of the magnitude of this, right? So, he said there's currently more than 160 million small businesses using Instagram and Facebook already. So, with this rollout of Facebook Shops, though, that's probably going to amplify. That's going to keep people in business still, and it's going to add people to the e-commerce sphere, right? So it'd be really exciting to see who takes action on this and who doesn't, and how that's going to change how we all purchase things online.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we are going to break down. There is a 30-minute video with Mark Zuckerberg and the CEO of Shopify at the very end that if you want to get through that, by all means, but we are going to break it down for you in a different way, in a way that is really actionable and easy for you to start thinking about how, when they start to roll these things out for Facebook Shops, how you can start to incorporate them in your business and how you're currently selling. Because honestly, we've really been teaching our students how to get scrappy and sell online right now. And thanks to Facebook Shops, they are actually going to change the way that business is done. Okay, let's share the screen. So this is actually available right there on Facebook. If you guys didn't realize it, Facebook actually will give you tutorials all the time on all of their products and all of their rollouts. So you don't have to feel like you're always having to discover things from new, but we want to break it down for you really super easy. Okay, so introducing Facebook Shops. So they say Facebook Shops makes it easy for businesses to set up a single online store for customers to access on both Facebook and Instagram. Creating a Facebook shop is free and simple, and businesses can choose the products they want to feature from their catalog, and they can customize the look and feel of their shop with a cover image and accent colors that showcase their brand. This means any seller, no matter their size or budget, can bring their businesses online and connect with customers wherever and whenever it's convenient to them.
Okay, so what does that mean? Well, Mark, I think what you mean is that anybody, right? This is kind of the idea of how the idea of small business is going to change, right? Anybody can be a small business with what Mark Zuckerberg has done. So what he means is that you can now create a storefront, a free storefront where you can sell any product to anyone that happens to be on Instagram or Facebook, and you can make it look beautiful. And you don't have to have a website. You don't even have to have an audience, really. You just need to start showing up and have people that you can say, hey, I'm over here, and they can find you and you can transact with them native to that storefront that you had set up on Instagram or Facebook.
So gone are the days where you have to have somebody click the link in your bio on Instagram to go to your website or set things up in different places. They are making Facebook Shops throughout all of their platforms, right? So we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook. They're going to incorporate this into WhatsApp. You're going to be able to do business directly through DMs. So direct messages on Instagram, the WhatsApp app, and Messenger. So they are also taking the idea of customer service, CRM, and bringing it into all of their platforms across the way. So things don't feel as pieced apart as they used to.
Yes.
So here's a couple things. You could, and we'll get into this, but there are platforms that you can unite, or you can use Facebook catalogs, which is a way that you can actually choose the products that you want to sell and upload them without having to have the Shopify site. So if you're an Etsy shop, for example, you may want to pull a couple pieces off of your Etsy shop and put this here. If you are a grandma and you knit sweaters and you want to put these up and you've never had a website in your life, you can still sell your products through Facebook shops. So look how beautiful these are.
I know. Really good examples, Mark. So do you see on the bottom there was a buy now button? So they're really giving you the capability in the storefront to sell from all the features that Instagram and Facebook have already had this whole time. So that means during lives, you'll be able to sell. During Facebook and Instagram posts, you'll be able to click on tags. During stories, you'll be able to sell and people will be able to buy right then and there. So it's all those features, but it's making everything buyable, right? Buyable.
Shoppable and buyable.
Yes, it's shoppable and buyable. It feels like I'm saying Bible, but yeah, it makes everything shoppable. So then everything you're already doing socially is now built into like an e-commerce storefront for you.
Things that you were sort of piecing together before where you're like, I'll send you over here. You can do this. He's putting it all together. And we're going to give Mark Zuckerberg all of the credit, but thank you, Facebook, and everyone that's been working through this to make this possible for small businesses. So here's another thing that they're including. It's a new rollout. You will start to see it. Make sure that you're constantly updating your Instagram app. But there's Instagram Shop, which is that little shopping bag button that you might be used to seeing. It's right here at the bottom. And now it's going to actually be a new feature across the bottom of all of our apps, which means that you can click on that and start to discover products. People are starting to see it actually on Instagram right now. I don't have it at the bottom of my button yet, but where I do have it is in that little, do you know how there's like the little hamburger bun at the top, the 3 lines when you're on your profile? If you click there, it actually says shopping bag and it says my bag is empty. But it starts to have the bigger brands. We've got H&M, Zara, MAC, Revolve. So they've done some collaborations already with these bigger businesses and it's already there. So the small businesses, it will take a little bit longer for us to roll out. But right now, so there's big businesses that are already going to start operating commerce because this was just launched. Today is May 20th, 2020. So this was just launched on May 19th, 2020.
Yes. So if you update your app, and I'm kind of going into mine, you'll start to see, if you've been rolled out to, you'll see a view shop button. And it says products will appear here. Right now, only you can see this. Once you create one post or story with a product, people will see it here. And it says create post. So this is where you're creating your post for other people to see. And you can pull from your library and they can start to shop in your storefront and buy from you right there on Facebook and Instagram, instead of clicking on a button and kind of, I think we've all been stuck in that window when we tried to buy a product from Instagram and tried to move over to somebody's website.
Right. So make sure to always update your apps to see these new rollouts and know that Instagram doesn't roll or Facebook doesn't roll everything out for all people at the same time. So if you don't see it, make sure you're updated and you keep checking back. So this is just really cool. We feel like this is going to change the way that small businesses are able to do businesses just by having that ability to shop on the platform and not have to leave the platform, like Mina said, not have to go to somebody else's website and try and find the product. The other really amazing thing is you can either integrate a partner. So for example, if you're a Shopify store, you can do that, or you can do the transactions through Facebook. Facebook will take a fee for the transactions if you're running it through Facebook, but you're paying a fee anyways if you're using WooCommerce or Shopify. So as you can see here, and the cool thing is that Facebook is going to store the credit card within Facebook. And so that makes it super seamless for somebody to check out. I know a lot of people sometimes are like, that PayPal button helps people make purchases because your credit card is saved in PayPal. Well, it's the same idea here. Your credit card will be saved. So all you have to do is add a product to the bag and check out, and everything else is taken care of. So
Yeah.
that user experience is super high to get people to buy.
Yeah. It's basically, eliminating some obstacles of purchasing, right? It's eliminating that clicking the button to go to your website. It's eliminating it's basically like if someone has the intention to purchase on Instagram, that they can go and shop and literally buy stuff off Instagram. Whereas before it took a little bit of, I'm going to this brand, I'm going to look up their stuff. It took a little bit of digging, and now it's so much easier. And part of what their mission is to help small businesses sell right now.
And they want to make it accessible across the board. So before, they used to make you have to, well, for example, a lot of our students were denied linking their Shopify site up to Instagram. There was some reason that it didn't work, and they couldn't do those shoppable, what do they call them, shoppable?
Yeah, like the shopping bag, shoppable posts.
Yeah, where you can see a little shopping bag on the images and they can purchase off of the feed, because Facebook already knows people don't want to leave the app that they're on.
Mm-hmm.
So there are people that are able to do that. Well, what they're doing here is they're removing the boundaries. They're making it such that you and H&M or Zara can sell to the exact same people through the platform seamlessly for all. You no longer need to pay for, app developers or these extra add-ons that you need to do on your site, or someone to build out your website in a certain way, because they're kind of sort of making websites a bit irrelevant if you can do everything on Facebook or their other apps like Instagram.
Yeah, just think that before we used to be saying your user experience on your website should be easy to navigate and it should flow from Instagram. For instance, if that's your source of traffic, people are coming from Instagram and they need to buy from your website. Well, now it's fine, because you can have this beautiful presence and experience, customer experience on Instagram, and they never have to move to your website, right? There's not a, moving over. So now it's just all seamless, and that's really exciting. The live shopping feature is another thing that is one of my favorite things. Yeah. Oh gosh, so genius.
So we teach our students at the Product Boss how to show up and sell online via video, right? So we talk about lives. Oftentimes we're talking about how they can create a video and post it in their feed or in their stories or on their Facebook page. Now we do tend to go into the live as well, and we talk about it in the way of like QVC and HSN, how they're selling. We've even seen Amazon in normal days roll out that feature like right around Prime Day, that they actually have this like live shopping experience where they have two hosts talking about featured products and selling. You no longer need to have these crazy websites developed and these app features and things that are kind of not available to normal small businesses, because Facebook's allowing this live shopping features, which means is I could go live. I could go live and start talking about the necklace that I'm wearing, start to say, this is my necklace, this is a moon necklace, this is how you can buy this necklace. And right there within my live, I can feature the product, and the person watching, the customer, can click on it, take a look at the details, and check out right there on my live. They can add it to their bag. Mind blown.
Yeah, so good. I mean, when COVID-19 and all the things, we remember March 14th and the whole country was taken aback by all the announcement. The NBA season was closed, all the things. It really put us all in this place where we're like, what do we do now? And we kept encouraging our students to get scrappy, get creative, show up online, use video, ask for the sale, right? And this literally is the answer to all of it, right? Because they can still get scrappy, they can still get creative, they can still utilize all those social features, but it just makes it so the sale is that much easier to ask for because it's right there. You're not asking them, hey, enter all your information. You're not asking them, move over to my website instead. It's literally done as they're, perusing social things, and it's all right there for them.
Right. People are online more than they've ever been. in the month of April 2020, in the time of a global pandemic, online shopping saw its greatest, highest point. So as everyone talks about economic downturn, there are online retailers. Now they talk about the big guys. They talk about how Amazon was killing it and Walmart was killing it. They talk about Target, how their online sales skyrocketed. Mina and I work with thousands of small product-based businesses, and they were record-breaking months for the businesses that we work with, that were women, men at home, small teams, still turning out product because people were still buying. They still had the needs. They just needed to get online. And so this is, like Mina said, a solution to some of the other things that we were teaching that were super scrappy. Well, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, for rolling out Facebook Shops, because it is going to change the way that small businesses navigate e-commerce and have accessibility to other customers.
Right. And if you guys have ever heard me talk about Amazon, I am a fan of Amazon. I know some people are not, but I am truly a fan. And one of my favorite things that I love about Amazon is that they make it an even playing field for everybody. Me as a small business owner, myself as a small business owner can be on the same, selling platform as a big company like Staples or Avery Labels or all the things, right? Well, what Amazon was really doing as we started moving into this, consumer buying and what that looks like and people wanting things in 2 days and all of that, they were really pushing for brands, small brands, to create storefronts after they got enhanced brand content is what it's called in Amazon speak, basically. And after you got that brand, I can't remember, but it's like where your brand gets validated, right? And so you get your brand validated on Amazon, and it helps you create a storefront on there. They call it a storefront. And then people can see the brand behind it, right? They're not just buying from a listing or product listing, because they knew the importance of having a brand come on there. Plus it also lessened what's called hijacking, where other brands can like steal your products, basically. They didn't want that to be part of their user experience on Amazon. The same idea goes for over here on what Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook is doing. They're creating storefronts and allowing people to play on the same, playing field, where you have the same accessibility to tools that the big guys have. You can sell products doing a live like HSN does. You can create loyalty programs like all of those very expensive, apps and things like that other people are doing. You can sell and get discovered by all these different people on social, whereas the big guys have access to those big celebrity influencers, right? So this is what's so exciting about it, is that it's really helping the small guy and helping us all kind of rise up together, I feel like.
And they're not only rolling this out for product-based businesses, they're also rolling it out for restaurants and other small businesses that need to transact online. There was just this disconnect that a brick and mortar didn't have the ability to immediately pivot to this online world or offer these types of things like loyalty programs, right?
Yeah.
There's a learning curve to that. There are businesses that you pay to give you these loyalty programs. So they are going to connect loyalty programs to your Facebook account across all platforms, which means that if they're shopping on Facebook, if they're shopping on Instagram, if they're shopping in the DM or WhatsApp, that they can still apply this loyalty to it. And even here, they're showing gift cards, because that's another thing that Facebook had recently rolled out, was they were all, since the start, those stickers and those buttons of food delivery and support small business and the gift card, right? It was
even
their way
of stay home sticker, and I think there was a healthcare one, I want to say.
Yeah. And so finally, one of the other things that they said is that they're working with partners. So Shopify is one of the big e-commerce platforms. We recommend it to our customers. We have a link down below that we will share with you guys for Shopify, because we are a partner with them as well. BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Channel Advisor, all of these different things that they can integrate into the site together so seamlessly that your products from your Shopify site could easily end up in your Facebook shops. If you don't have partners like this, if you're not built on a Shopify site yet, you can, through another way, build out through Facebook catalog and bring the same idea, bring products online and sell through these apps without having to have an e-commerce platform that you're currently selling on.
Right. Then the purchases would happen right there on Facebook, and instead of them going to your website or through that third party of like Shopify or whatever else.
Mm-hmm. So it is just so exciting what this is going to do. It's going to create this new online shopping experience for the consumer, and also the ability for the small business. Like Mina said, it evens that playing field. You and Nordstrom's are using the same part. Now, here's the difference. This is free. Having access to shops is free. If you transact through Facebook, you might be paying Facebook some money, but where Facebook says where they're leaning into, where their money exchanges is that they're hoping to help small businesses grow, where they will then pay for ads to bring ad revenue in. That's how Facebook makes its money. Otherwise, though, they'll make their money. The people, Nordstrom's, will pay for the ads. And you, small business, right now, you're just going to survive. You're going to survive and you're going to thrive because you have these bigger businesses that are working to help the global economy by creating easy access to you getting online.
Yeah. And Facebook is where most people are, right? As far as users anyways. So it's like, it's finally, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg has always been kind of pushing towards commerce, but not really, because he's always said that his money has been made through ads, right? And so we were kind of band-aiding things together, duct taping it together and chewing gum. But now it's like the commerce has moved over to Facebook. So we'll start seeing a lot more things. This is really probably just the beginning part of it. We saw him release stickers like what Jacqueline was talking about, all those different stickers. And I think we'll continue to see a lot of changes happen because this was truly if you watch that video from him from yesterday in his public announcement of this, he talks about how this was their response to COVID-19, right? They wanted to ensure that small businesses would make it through this pandemic. And if things continued, the people that they surveyed out of that 160 million small businesses, most of them were going to die off after 3 months if this continued. And so they're going to have to experience what's going to happen and then figure out how to make it better. That's literally the capability, of them as a big business, that they're going to like, oh, people really like this, but how can we make it better? Or people really don't like this loyalty program, they need this. So we'll continue to see changes, but it's exciting to see that we have somebody as big as Facebook and Instagram and Mark Zuckerberg on kind of like our team of small business.
Yeah, and actively pursuing solutions for small business. They know that the bigger businesses have their websites, they have their email lists, they have all the things. And he said specifically that Facebook's one of the only companies ever that has access to sort of all of this, right? There's, I think, I might be off on the number, like 130 million small businesses on Instagram. They have direct access that they could, what he said, actually, what was really interesting is their response initially to this pandemic, this global pandemic, is they put those banners up. You guys probably still see them. COVID-19, they were helping small businesses with the banner, how to apply for the PPP, how to apply for government assistance. They were putting together money for grants. They immediately started trying to help small businesses because they have access to us just right here on the platforms or on our phones or on our computers. And so we will see how this rolls out. This is breaking news within the last 24 hours. So we wanted to get on here because as the product bosses, and our goal is to help small businesses, especially small product-based businesses, survive and thrive and build businesses that will support their families and eventually support teams, if not continuing to support your teams. And we wanted to get this information out to you right away. Some of you can easily get on and start to implement. And some of you are going to probably have to fiddle around in the back of it, see how it goes. As Mina and I learned, we're going to roll out some videos also. So make sure to subscribe and follow. And we will take you through this as we start to see it roll out, and just make sure you're updating your apps and going through it so that you can pay attention. We say follow the Facebook breadcrumbs. If they're telling you to do something, if they're rolling out something new, they are going to be the most generous in your discoverability if you use the things that they're telling you to use. And right now, as a small business, this is the solution for you.
Yeah, I think we saw, Jacqueline and I have been through the recession of 2008. We saw businesses come out of, I think it was like Uber. Gosh, so many
I think Uber
businesses.
left a lot of like tech businesses that transformed.
Right. How we live our lives now, right? And so imagine that. This is the first thing that we're seeing that's like super groundbreaking, that we're going to look back on this pandemic and be like, hey, remember when Facebook rolled out store or Facebook
Shops.
That was crazy, right? And so we'll still continue to see that, because during this time of crisis, there's also going to be this creativity that kicks in, this innovation. And so we want you guys to be in on this, so then that way, when they start taking off, we start taking off with them, right? We're on the edge of it.
There's actually a couple of things that we didn't touch on that maybe we'll just quickly jump into, because they were in Marky Mark's. Mark Zuckerberg. There he is talking again. They were in his
I know
video.
what you're talking about, the facial the reality augmentation.
Yeah. So one of the things that Mina and I have been talking about and teaching our students is that, for example, we do not believe that when you go back to Sephora when doors open, because remember, Sephora really defined itself by being a full storefront of makeup, no longer makeup counter. So they disrupted the industry by being an entire building, whatever they're called, store of makeup, and the ability for you to try on any and all makeup. And they gave you makeup remover, applicators, all the things, right, that you could do. You didn't need to have the woman at the makeup counter apply it to your face. They were a disruptor in the industry. So then we've been talking about this with our students and on the podcast about how you will probably, when Sephora reopens, there will no longer be makeup to try on, because for health and hygiene, it is not the thing. So we've been talking about augmented reality, artificial intelligence, that they're going to have to incorporate that into the store, that you can, again, it's kind of like the Kylie Jenner lip kits, where there's on the Instagram app, you can change your filter and put lipstick on or makeup on.
Right.
They're going to bring that in. Now, Sephora had the ability and has the ability to get the technology, build it out in their storefronts, and bring it to you.
Yeah, they already had it in that. We went to Huntington Beach for one of our CEO days, and it was in there where you tried on lipstick for a particular brand, and you saw yourself as like a selfie trying on lipstick, but it was all tech, all done on the screen.
Right. Just like a filter on these social media apps, like Instagram, which Facebook owns. So let's flip it. You guys, the small business, probably did not have the ability to build out an app or a filter or create augmented reality. Well, as people are staying home, as businesses leaning in online, Facebook is actually going to give you the options. They're going to roll this out of augmented reality, which means that if you sell lipstick, same thing. They can try the lipstick on by just as if it was a filter and change lipsticks to your color. If you sell furniture,
home decor,
it's that they have it on Wayfair already. They have it on some apps where you could take a picture of your space and then put the products in your space.
But like Wayfair, Sephora, imagine the magnitude of their teams, their research, the development, the cost of that. And now you have access to it.
Yeah, because Facebook's going to let your customer take your product and place it in their house or on their body, and you don't need to have a storefront. You do not have to be in person. They can do this all online. If you sell men's and women's t-shirts, Facebook knows if they're a guy or a girl, and Facebook will show them men's shirts or women's shirts first. These are all technologies that exist, but as small businesses, we probably would not have accessed them in these beginning years unless you grew into this multi-million-dollar business.
Right. Just think about like even the male and female thing, right? So Facebook, for instance, knows if you're a male or female user, and if you sell a fashion brand, they will pull up whether it's men's clothing or women's clothing, women's watches or men's watches, for example, right? Based off of the data that they have for you. In the case of like a website, you would have had to collect that data, right? Gave them a quiz, maybe looked at a heat map, right? All those things that seem like so overwhelming to think about as a small business. And now, hello, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. We love you for it and for really thinking about the tools that would be most beneficial to us as we're seeing the changes happen. Because we already knew that was coming outside of even COVID-19. But now it's like, it's a must. It's going to happen. Like
And it is
there's
on
no,
supercharged speed.
yeah, exactly.
Like super speed that long term it would have happened, but this is super speed. So we're really excited. We'd love for you guys to leave a comment below or a comment in the comments if you're excited about this too. And if you have any questions about Facebook Shops or ideas in which we can respond to this via video for you. So go ahead and leave that in there. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you see this. We have a podcast, a free podcast that comes out every week. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, it's called The Product Boss Podcast. And we give you tips and tricks on how to do this, as well as if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, that we will also show up on our YouTube channel and share tips, tricks, and strategies for you to grow your product-based business. And if you want more tips on how to show up and create content that is effective in helping you grow your brand, head to ayearofcontent.com, where we have it's a year of content made specifically for you so that you can go ahead and start to engage with your customers, build that online presence on social media like Instagram and Facebook, so that as you roll out Facebook Shops, you've really created a strong bond with your customers.
Yeah. And we'll catch you over there on Instagram. We're at The Product Boss if you want to follow us. And make sure that when you leave a comment, let us know what you're most excited for. This is something really exciting for you guys and exciting for us and exciting for us all together as we get through this pandemic. And so thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for releasing this to us. And we'll see you guys over there.